Hey Stampin' friends, Darlene with Darlene Stamps. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to some ideas, inspiration. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up and I do use 90% of Stampin' Up, but there's a lot of things I love about the company as well as this paper pumpkin kit. So stay tuned. We'll get some alternates and I'll be right back. So this is the design that I'm going to demonstrate today and just show you a little bit of how I take a kit that comes like this. When these kits come together in the they come as a card base that you can already have together. You put these, I mean, you literally can do the whole kit in less than half an hour, but I do try to kind of maximize it. So this is a great piece of cardstock. It is the Rich Razzleberry, but in the kit with Basic Gray, Calypso Coral, Cinnamon Cider, Delightful Daffodil Delight, Rich Razzleberry, and Seafoam, the Seafoam. So that's what's in this kit. And then you've got this cute little bear, and there's flowers, which I need to tell you, I cut. I know that sometimes it thinks that it would be bad to cut, but I actually cut the little leaf off, because as I was making my bunch, I can always assemble it when I'm putting my card back together, or a stamp back together. But in doing so, it allowed me to make some, let me just show real quick this alternate. So even behind this base, of course, you wouldn't see the stem, but it did make it easier doing a background, not having the stem, because I couldn't get it quite to line up. Anyhow, that's just me. And then this has the copper as a layer background. And of course, I didn't want to hide that wonderful copper, so I popped out my extra stamp punch and give that some more oomph in that. But isn't that cute? Hugging each other. And then the Our Friendship is One of a Kind, that came from the Snowflake one. So that's an alternate, but let me just show. So in doing this and maximizing the kit, what I did, let's go through here, is, so this is the envelope, and we're going to use the middle part of it. So, you know, some of the things that go through with the kits is all about maximizing the kit. And the envelopes generally, I would say, majority of the time have this great designer paper. Well, I say designer, it's not really designer. It's just more of a cut. That's it. We're just going to call it designer paper. You know, when I do my taping on this, it is quite comical, because I tend to have this grand idea of what I want to say, and I don't want to like over talk it, but I definitely want to have a bit of discussion and some aspects of talking through what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and a lot of that little kind of conversation piece. Okay, so what I've done is I've now taken the envelope. I want to keep that white spot, and I've cut this down to the 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to fit on my card. Now I want to have my layer piece, so which is not going to. Yep, all right, I did. I was thinking that I had a different piece I was doing. Okay, so in doing this, we want to come in. So generally, a card base is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we're going to come in just a smidge, which, oops, wrong way, sorry. Whew, I almost messed that up. So we're going to come in at 4 1/8 on this on the portrait side, and then landscape were to come in, and this will be at 1, 2, 3/8, 5 3/8. Okay, so now that's our base. Now I don't like to keep stuff when I'm covering it, as you all know. I don't like having dead space, so I want to be able to use my space the best I can. So while we have, I think that's all my cutting. Okay, put this aside. Now, with my, I thought I had it. Oh, sorry. You know, as much as I try to get it all together, I don't find myself. Okay, so Christmas time was nice. I hope you all had a great Christmas. And we are working through the process of this quarantine pandemic. You know, the Lord just needs to come quickly. This is just a mess. But you know what? We have to stay positive, right? And in doing so, our best hope is in the Lord. Amen? All right, so that's my base. I'm going to put my piece on and try to find which way I want to do that, since this is going to be just glued down and going to be our main focal point. We're not going to be doing any type of stamping on that, which I would normally try to get done before I put this on, because if you use that technique where you take off your pieces, then it will cause you some grief. Now, this is a piece, which is what we call the bones, or a negatives piece. And you can see that the, let me see if I can, here we go. So you see how on the piece, the 3 sides are the same, but this side was not. So when I cut this off, I have some, it's not as thick, and it has some of the extra other design on there. So that's okay, because we're gonna cover it. So get my, this is always important. Keep your card open in the right spot. All right, so I am just going to put a very thin coat of glue. There it comes. And the basis of this, you'll see, will give me a really nice trim, and it will just look like those card bases that have like multiple frames. All right, so let's make sure I'm even. There we go. What's nice about the Tombow glue is it allows you some forgiving. I call it open time. You know, when I was painting professionally, we called it open time. It just means that you have some area to move it around a little bit, and that way your frame gets all, because a frame is real flimsy. So now we have our frame. Kind of gives you a little bit of the outside frame, then you have the inside frame. Now, all right, so got this. All right, so now we've got a little bit of gluing to do. I took the seafoam green and then took the back of, or this kind of card, and did some, just some stamping with some leaves. I don't know. I figured the flowers kind of generated some interest in regards to what I would call the leaves and flowers. And since I didn't have a punch of flowers, you know, because I'm still kind of in that temporary crafting area, I didn't have the a punch that would be really quick to do flowers. So I'm using the leaf punch, and I had, thank goodness, I had my stamp set with the leaves. Okay, So now we want to put this copper piece in. And I put the copper just because the flowers that came in the kit have copper in them. And so does the little heart. Okay. So we are just going to put, because I want to cover that base, right? I'm going to cover that base. And I'm going to come in just a little bit. I want the border to show. So I want the oops, son of a gun, didn't put enough. There we go. I didn't push it down. So I wanted some of the rich raspberry to show in that bottom for the frame. So, all right, so we are building. All right, so now, sorry, thought I had it. Oh, so sorry. Okay, so let's put this over here out of the way. All right, so now what I want to do is put my pop-ups on this. And you've seen me, or maybe not, but you've seen me use double-sided tape. I just find that I get the lift that I want, and it's economical. So that is the goal, is economical, right? Practical, economical, repurposed. So, and it seems like that's kind of the age that we're in right now also. A lot of people are doing that. All right, so I want to get my middle one on first. That way I can gear where the other ones are going to go. And you see I kind of stayed in the middle. So I kind of stayed on that white part. So we will go right here with that one. And then we will go here. And I want to pop out of that frame just a little bit. And then this flower will come kind of out of the leaves, just a little bit. Okay, so there we kind of have our design. And then, now this one I used Oh Happy Day from my last pumpkin set. It's nice to go through and kind of use those again. So we have our copper in our present, our cupcake, and our flower. Happy Day can be for a lot of things, but the cupcake is probably going to be a birthday card. This one I wanted to thank you. So I used the rich raspberry in the sentiment, and then just the crushed curry. No. The Calypso coral for a flower that I pulled from one of my pumpkin sets. And so I think I did the same thing. I kind of did the angle. So here's a thought. So you can be asymmetrical and just put this in the bottom like that. But I am going to just do an offset. Kind of takes in a little bit of that not only just for design, but for interest. And we're going to pop it under the flowers here. There we go. There. So it kind of gives you a different look. All right. All right, so my treat that I love doing is alternates. So taking a white base, I took the back of one of the cards of the soft seafoam, sorry, and just took one of the extra pieces, did my layer out of here. This is actually just double layer. So the stamp, and then taking the happy birthday, stamping it twice. So behind here says happy birthday, but it just takes that out with the copper ribbon. This one is a little, it's kind of a dimensional. So these two have the this subtle embossing folder. My brain's not working, I'm sorry. And then putting my piece in the middle so that my base is the rich raspberry and the designer paper on one of the cards. But then I split with my card having my little guy in here holding the little hello. And then these little candy dots. sequences. This one was fun because it doesn't take any of the animals. It just takes, and this is not even a piece. I took the base, taped it off with washi tape, and then just used the stamps that came in the set. Now you'll see that there's kind of a gray mute in there because that's part of the kit. This is flowers. And then I took the little middle of the flowers. That dot's not in the set, but I added that. So just kind of giving it some neat. And then of course, you know what these are. These are from the Daffodil Delight from September. Anyhow, it's all a blur. So anyhow, get that one. And this is just a full card base, but I put it on, cut it and put it in a white card base. It doubles the kit because now you have the sea foam, which was part of this layer piece. This was the back side of this. So this became my card base, and took a little guy, stamped him, and then did a color wash on that, and then the stamp, and then the colors. But the Rich Razzleberry becomes really, really popping on that, and get well soon. I love being able to do the bending on those polymer stamps. So here's a reason that I cut those ends off. See how my little flower bunches, they just gave me more room for a design. But I did one design and then cut it, so 2 pieces, and then put a white piece on top, and then popped it all up, and then put a little bit. My Rich Razzleberry's packed, so I thought this gold kind of accent and gave some little bling. So get well soon. So that was like serious getting well. So this is probably my favorite. Just taking the card, cut it up, and this is popped up, as you can see, but then these little guys are hugging and causing just that edge on the card. And then because I didn't want the white to show through, I just used a piece of Calypso Coral on there. But isn't that cute? Now I have to say, and you probably wouldn't even know it. So when I was cutting this side off, these little guys were left over. So you have one here and one here. So when I stamped this guy, of course, I got some ink on it. Well, I had already cut it out. I could have just done it again, but to be resourceful, it kind of made sense. And so I cut these out and covered my 2 spots. So my boo-boos don't even look like I did anything wrong. I also want to show you real quick. Do you see my little koala bear? I darkened his eyes a little bit and then put a little line over his smirk. So he has a little smile. The other one just kind of comes with a regular. Then I took the same embossing that was already out, made 3 little holes, 3 little pops in there with the circles. I put the one base, it's just a 1 circle base underneath it, just for dimension, and then did your leaves, put these little guys around here, and then of course used this is the bones, using those again, and then coming off this end with a little leaf, a little ribbon. All right. So this one is just super simple, but it is sending comforting hugs and healing prayers. So sorry for your loss. So I thought that was kind of a neat, not only the sentiment, but just the layout. Very, very simple. Sometimes the bears can be real kind of kid based, but I hoped to kind of bring some other layers in there. Here's my fun one. And this one won't be a lot, but I saw this seesaw idea on Pinterest, and then I wanted to do a fun fold. So you ready? Ta-da! Isn't that cute? So this is your 5.5 by 4.25, and that's the measurements. And then this layout, what is her name? I should have written it down. I saw, she's very, very good. She, what I'll try to do is I will pull it up and I'll put it in the description. She gave all the measurements for this pop out or this fun fold. You see how I did a little smirk on the koala and has darkened his eyes, but eyebrows on him. And then do you see the little other koala bear? I put eyelashes here too. So I put some raindrops. Of course, this is from this summer. We had some we had the grass, we had the rain, and we had the clouds. So this was just using that extra aspect. This actually is vanilla, which I think it toned down a little bit from the stark white. And then this, I guess you could write a little message in that. And then there's our little raccoon with his leaves and little hearts. So anyhow, so this was by far just a fun one. Took a little bit more time, but yeah, I think overall, I think we have some good alternates. I think you should find a couple of ideas in here. Hopefully being able to just step out of that range of oh, I got koala bears, so it's not going to be very, it's not what my thing is. So just be safe, and I hope that as this is inspiration to you, you will find Paper Pumpkin either as something that would be fun to do and come to my channel for alternates, or be able to look at the new year with a fresh look. Be blessed, be safe, and I can see this once a year. I'll see you next year. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.